Hello and welcome back to the reading vlog. We have a really late start this week. It is already Wednesday. Let's not talk about the last 2 days. They weren't good. But yeah, I think I'm ready to start the reading vlog. I got my new glasses, which I really like them. I don't know. They are red, even if you probably can't see it, but yeah, they're dark red. Yeah, I can see a lot better now. Which is great. Which is probably I will from now on wear it a lot more because yeah, the guy at the glasses shop told me I should probably start wearing them um at all times. But yeah, kind of update when it comes to that. I am currently reading 3 books. We have the first one is Kathy Reichs Virals, which is her pretty much young adult series, where the main character is the niece of Temperance Brennan. She's the daughter of Kit, which is Temperance nephew. So she's the kid of his nephew. They still call it niece. I don't know if that's normal in America, like how the relationships work. For me, it would I don't know what we would call that in Germany, but yeah, she's the aunt. I have to say I don't like it. I don't think she's good at writing YA. It reads really really generic YA. Um, but yeah, I don't know. The kids. Okay, it is still the same day. I just got distracted a minute ago. Well, more like an hour ago, by some people who got their packages. And yeah, then I forgot that I was filming this intro to the vlog, and then I did my workout, and then we went out with the dog. And now I'm back because I remembered I was still filming this. But in the meantime, I finished this one whilst I was doing my workout. And I have to be honest, I don't care for it. I don't think she's writing good YA. I also don't think what I don't like about this, what I loved about the Temperance Brennan series was how scientific that was. This one is really just your typical teenager mystery, supernatural thriller kind of, and it's really not much like the Temperance Brennan series, and that is, the aspects I loved about the Temperance Brennan series, I absolutely miss in here. So yeah, I don't care for it. I didn't buy it because I wanted to read it. It was just in the same eBay lot where I bought the Temperance Brennan series, which is why I have it. I give it 2 stars. I don't think it's good. It's weird. It's supernatural. I think Kathy Reichs is better when she sticks to actually factual mystery thriller books and not going into the supernatural. It's really weird. Yeah, I don't know. It still has like kind of a murder case in there, but kind of not. And then it has some weird virus and a lab environment, but there's really not much explanation for things. And yeah, it just reads so generically YA. That if I don't think if you would not know that it is by Kathy Reichs, I don't think you would get that it's by her, except for the character names. But other than that, I don't think you would actually realize it's by her. So yeah, 2 stars. But I finished it, which is nice. So I will have to get a new one for that one. Then the next book I'm still reading is Sleeping Beauties by Stephen King. I am this much through the book now, which isn't, but it is 165 pages, but it's Stephen King, so it's a long book, and I feel like this is really really interesting. I'm at the point now, if you don't know, it's about just a typical, small town in America, and then is where the setting is, and we get a murder case in the beginning, and then we get the viewpoint of a women's prison, and most of our main characters are female, and then we have, I think, one male in there, and then there starts an illness where all of the women, once they get to sleep, they form like a cocoon around their face, and if you cut it off of them, they get really aggressive and try to kill the person that does it, except for when it's a child. Children seem to be safe the first round, but if they try it again, they also hurt the children. And so our female main characters at this point are just kind of trying to stay awake as best as they can, because they know that if they go to sleep, they probably won't wake up. And then, we have some inmates who are like, okay, let me just go to sleep because it seems easier. And then we also have like people problems. We have one couple where we get both of their viewpoints, and they have some secrets from one another. Those play a role in the book as well. And yeah, it's really, really interesting. I'm excited to see where it goes. Kind of excited to see if we will find out what the illness is, why that is happening. And yeah, they're also finding moth everywhere, which is also kind of interesting. But yeah, I really like it, so I'm really excited to continue with that one. And then I searched for a new audiobook, and I wanted to log into my partner's Audible account, but mine was still logged in. I don't have like an actual subscription, but I used to. But I realized that at that point I didn't really like audiobooks. That opinion has changed over the years. But yeah, I found an audiobook there that I started years ago and I forgot about it. And I rediscovered it and I love it. And it's called The Wandering Inn. And it's pretty much a book, it's a fantasy book about, oh, I forgot her name, Ori or something like that. Well, whatever her name is, our main character, she pretty much is at a party, goes around a corner on searching for the bathroom, and she lands in a fantasy world, and then she finds an abandoned inn and she seeks shelter there. And because she starts to clean the inn because it's really, really dirty and the dirt is making her problems, she's cleaning it up, and then once she goes to sleep, she gets a level up sound and she levels up in innkeeping. And so yeah, it's pretty much a fantasy book about an innkeeper, a girl who gets to be an innkeeper, and she's living in a fantasy world where you can level up and you have classes, and everybody is aware that they have classes and what they can level. And she's just kind of just living in the world and seeing what is up because she doesn't really have a chance. And yeah, she's just going through things and finding out about the world and stuff. And it's really interesting. And I love the narrator. The narrator is really, really, really good for the audiobook. So yeah, I'm really excited that I rediscovered that. So I am listening to that now. It is a really long book. I think it's 42 hours, the audiobook. So I'm listening on 1.5 at the moment. So it is still a really, really long book, but I'm really enjoying it. Like, it's really, really great. So those are the books that I'm currently reading. And yeah, I will stop this check-in now, and I will see you with a reading update probably tomorrow. Hopefully. So, let's talk reading updates. I continued with Sleeping Beauties yesterday evening. I am now this much through it, which is like a little bit like roughly 200 pages. And there isn't much to say about this because it does go at like a relatively slow pace. We are still at the point where like most of the women who start going to sleep get the cocons around their face, and we have a lot of people bringing their children to the hospital, and hospitals being too full and stuff like that, which is pretty much just all that is happening right now at the moment. So I'm still really interested to see where this is going. I don't know. I find this book really interesting, but it is moving at a slow pace, and I'm not quick at reading it, so there isn't really much to talk about. Then, the next book I picked out to read is Two Nights by Kathy Reichs. This is the last of the Kathy Reichs books that I have on my physical TBR, so I'm done with them then, which is why I picked this one as the next one, because I kind of want to be picking another author that I maybe have like more books from and then go through them, because that does seem to work quite nicely for me at the moment. This is a standalone novel, and this is like a normal thriller again, which I'm actually really excited about. It does read really, really nicely. I've read 50 pages so far, and it is about Sunday night, which is kind of a funny name, which Yeah, she was an orphan. She was born on a Sunday and she was found and put into an orphanage. So she had a really, really rough childhood. She then went on to become a cop. She had an incident at work which cost her a lot of her eyesight in one of her eyes and made her a disabled cop. And then, because of her pretty much making a mistake and thinking somebody was pulling a gun who wasn't pulling a gun, and she shot at the person, she had either the choice to stop being a cop or get on desk duty. And because she couldn't imagine doing desk duty, she left being a cop, but because she's disabled, she gets a pension or something like that, and so she's living as a recluse. And the book starts at the point where a colleague from hers who actually got her into being a cop and kind of rescued her from like doing dumb things as a teenager. He has kind of a job for her, because there's a rich woman and her daughter and grandchildren were actually killed in a bombing, but they could only find the body of the daughter and the grandson, and the granddaughter was never found. And so she just really wants to know what happened to her granddaughter and is she still alive. And so our main character accepts the offer of the money, and yeah, because her parents were also killed, I think, something like that. Like, she has a bad past, but she actually takes the job because of how bad the incident was, and she kind of wants to help the old woman. So that is what the book is about. And I'm just now at the beginning. Pretty much this is the background that I have gotten in the first 50 pages, and the book is now starting to pick up, and she is traveling to Chicago where everything happened. And yeah, it reads really, really nicely. It is a really, really nice change from the last one I've read, which I finished yesterday, I told you about. This is back to like good Kathy Reichs, at least as far as the beginning goes, which is really, really nice. So yeah, I obviously finished my workout, washed my hair, which I do need to do my roots and stuff, but I kind of don't want to because I kind of like the color it's right now. It's a conundrum with like coloring your hair. But yeah, I will now go and play some Final Fantasy because I am currently trying to play through all of the Final Fantasy games I own, because I have never finished one. I always got distracted, and so now I have decided I want to finish all of those Final Fantasy games I have. So I'm currently playing Final Fantasy 13, I think, with Lightning and all of those characters. So yeah, that is what I will do now. And then tonight I will probably read a little bit more Sleeping Beauties and make my way a little bit more through that. So this one is definitely not like the Temperance Brennan series as well, but I do really enjoy it. Like, it has definitely not much of like the sciencey stuff that, especially in the beginning, the Temperance Brennan series really like stood out for. But what it has going for it is pretty much like a modern PI story, to find this girl, and we also have like a second perspective, probably from the girl. It isn't said, but it's kind of implied, and so you get a little bit of this like, oh my god, you need to find her feeling whilst reading it, and I really enjoy that. So yeah, I'm actually really happy. I feel like it reads really, really good. So I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm like 100 pages through now, so nearly a third of the way through. So, well, not nearly a third of the way, more like a fourth of the way. But yeah, I'm really excited to see where this goes. It reads really, really interesting, and if you don't love Temperance Brennan as a character, like, this is really, really different to Temperance Brennan, and like a really different take on like the thriller genre, which I find really interesting. I find it really refreshing, especially after reading the complete, like not the complete, but so much of the Temperance Brennan series. I feel like this is really, really nice. Yeah, different type of novel from the same author, which also shows me that she can write different stuff and maybe just don't or shouldn't go with the young adult angle. I didn't love that. But yeah, this one is really, really good. Okay, let's talk reading updates. Let's start first with the book that I'm still like nearly halfway through. Nah, not really, but a little bit. This is Sleeping Beauties. I am now 300 pages through this, which, because it's so fucking long, is like not even halfway through. I really like the story. I think what I always really like about Stephen King and his storytelling is that the drama that is between the people feels really, really realistic, whereas in a lot of other books where I can't stand the drama because it just feels so made up. Like it feels really made up, like for like dramatic sakes. But like Stephen King, I feel like he always has like this really like realistic, happens every day, small town drama in his books, and I feel like that really really works well. And here, obviously, with the women starting to fall asleep and getting the cocoons, like there are a lot of like points where drama creeps up in like families, and then people who were maybe like a little misogynistic before and now are like really like, oh, women are like really not helpful at all, like they can't do anything, and now they're all falling asleep, stuff like that, you know. So it's a really really interesting story. It does definitely have like a supernatural aspect to it. um but yeah, I don't really know much more. It is a slow book. It does have a relatively slow pacing, and yeah, I don't mind. I think it's still really interesting, but it obviously takes me a long time to get through. So yeah, that will probably take me the whole of next week to get through as well. And then I just finished Two Nights by Kathy Reichs. I have to say, I liked the concept of the story. I didn't love the ending. I didn't think it was particularly great done. I really liked the beginning, but then pretty like I would say 2/3 of the book, like our main character just goes by gut feeling, and I feel like that is so unrealistic. Why is there not like a little bit of evidence that like points the way? Why is it still like why is it only like gut feeling? It feels really really wrong. I don't like the actually like the ending and the actual story. I think it's weird. It's a weird story. I would have much more liked to just read the story about the main character, how she got to where she is right now and her childhood and stuff, because there's actually quite a bit about that in there, and that was really, really interesting. But I would have much rather had that as a complete book instead of this weird main story that is in here that is pretty much only really there to relate to our main character, even though she's like cleaning the case up, you know. Um, but yeah, I didn't love it. I gave it 3 stars. It might more realistically be a 2.5, but I'm giving it 3 stars. It's not badly written. I just think I don't know. I think the story could have been told way more interesting and just better, you know. And I mean, who am I to critique it? You know, I just read books. I have no idea how to write them. Um, but I feel like I don't know. I like the Temperance Brennan series better. I like thrillers that actually have people who, you know, find evidence and go off from the evidence, and you know, then maybe have a gut feeling and do something spontaneous, but they do go off of evidence that is there and stuff. And she's like, oh yeah, gut feeling, which I don't know. I didn't love it. It was fine. You know, I'm done with all of with the Kathy Reichs books now, and I don't think I will pick one up from her in like the nearest future. Like, not at all. I might just finish the Temperance Brennan series at some point, but I won't rush into that. I don't think that's actually necessary. But yeah, I'm glad that I have that done, and yeah, can move on now in the next vlog, because I will end the vlog now. This is, I think, a shorter vlog, but that happens sometimes. And yeah, I will go and play some Final Fantasy now and enjoy my weekend. And yeah, I will hopefully see you in next week's vlog, or in Thursday's video, whatever you like to watch. And yeah, thank you for watching. I hope these videos give you at least, at least a little bit interesting. And yeah, hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.